the lightness and the brightness and the creativity and her following her inspirations, no matter how silly or odd they may seem at that exact moment, are beneficial to the all, because that which she is experiencing is reverberating through everything. It is going through everything. And hold on. Hold. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to call it. I want to call it. I need to move in creativity and life and just express being. It's all being. Okay. All right. I do not know how to put these into words. I understand. Okay. Okay. Do you want me to? Am I here yet? Not all the way.
Yeah, you should have went off there a second.
Yes, I did went off there. I was at this experience.
That's like kind of saw you outside yourself.
I was completely not here. I do not know. I want to say it is like, it was something.
You said you couldn't put it into words.
It is like a space. Oh my goodness, how on earth is it back? I cannot put it into words. I can't. There's no concept. There's not even a beginning of a concept. There's not even a concept at the outside edges of the concept. There is nothing here, or even in the ideas of there is nothing to begin to there. And there was like, forget it. It was it's a very odd feeling, that. What would I call that? This is very important. And this is very important. But the I that is here is a little uncomfortable with, a little bit uncomfortable and, okay. Here in the hierarchical universe, because it's not just the world, the whole universe is hierarchically outlined. There is a sense of more than, less than, wiser than, not a student teacher. There's this whole concept, and there is a knowledge and understanding that God exists, and that there was a creator. But within the universe of the souls, they have elevated those who are of. There are distinctions being made and an elevation to some beings over others in war. And so when the word of God is expressed, even in other dimensions, they either do one of two things. Either they see him as a hierarchical person who somehow is like the ultimate of the hierarchy, or if they do not want to go to seeing a person. There is a point in the hierarchy in the universe of the souls where they have become so, and I will use the term haughty, not because that they are, I'm going to use the word haughty, not in the way that they are thinking too much of themselves, themselves, or they're not elevated up to. They're trying to put themselves in God's seat. That is not what is going, because God does not have that seat. But in their ideas of hierarchy is that the ultimate hierarchy must be God, but they do not want to have anyone higher than themselves. And because in their hierarchy they have distorted themselves to the point that they are not fully aligned with God, because God does not exist in a hierarchy. So therefore, some have created we will call the macro consciousness of the universe of the soul, and call that God, and make it not be a person, but that we are all God. And you are all of God, and you are all connected, and there is a macro element of that connection, but that is not the originator and the creator. That is like saying, if you have a choir singing, saying that the unison of all the voices is the composer. No, it's the unison of all the voices, and it may sound full and beautiful, and it may be a vision of the composer, or maybe even beyond what the composer had envisioned, but the uniting of all the voices in unison does not make the composer. So that which is the originator of the idea of creation. The concept of him is very hard for you in the universe of the souls to grasp, because yes, he is the epitome, the all of love, the all of safety, the all of creativity. Yes, those are accurate. But when you begin to see upon him as the ruler who dispenses edicts and such like that, and who is seen as greater than, that is not like him at all. But his essence, and his fullest essence in being of who he is incomprehensible to anyone of the universe of the souls. Not the fullness of him. You may understand, because you are of him, you will understand that. But the fullness of his personality. Okay, a child who has a kind father, but the father goes off to work. The child knows the father only as the father who is there when he is at home. The child is not aware of the father and who he is when he is at work, or when he is driving, or maybe when he is playing bowling with his buddy. The child is not aware of those things, because that is not the father they know. You have a knowledge of the father as in like a child who only knows the father that comes home from work. You may know there is something called work that he goes off, but you don't understand who he is in the other fullest parts. You do not know, young child who does not know what their father was like when he was, say, at college, or those things they do not know or comprehend. That happens. You have not gone past that place where you can know those and comprehend those other more. The Time Weaver has a unique and special connection with God. That is, everybody has their own unique connection to God. So it is not that because she has a connection to God that makes her better than. It's not like that. It's just that she has a connection with God, and that they have a special, a unique interaction point nexus. Though they interact in all places, they have a special point of conversation, we will call it, where they can have communication and interaction in of themselves. She was brought to the place in the divine where this exists. It is a place. It is not a foo-foo. It's a place. Just as God is a person, not a foo-foo. Oh. She has the experience of it, and there is an understanding, but it cannot be put forward in words or thought concepts that exist in the universe of the souls. There are concerns and thoughts in her head in relation to what is going on, and she is understanding the importance of her choices and how they interact throughout the all of her, and thus throughout the all of everything. There was a point in time where her having the extreme experiences were necessary to bring the experiences fully into the divine. But she is still bringing in those experiences, and she has gotten a bit stuck in the bringing in of experiences, and it's hard to disengage that because there are still experiences, because she is still in physical form, and she wants to stay in physical form, and it is beneficial for her to stay in physical form during the readjustment, and we will call it the enlightenment period. We'll go with enlightenment. It's fine. That'll work. The enlightenment period that will occur after the God Haboob, as she likes to call it. That makes me laugh. Because to make sure that to help with keeping the alignment moving and going along and not getting clanky or jumbled, but to keep it moving freely and flowing freely. And she has too many thoughts that are similar to the thoughts from her experience in this dimension of prophecies and knowing and hierarchy and guru on the mountaintop, and she knows what she likes and what she doesn't like. What she likes and she doesn't like is in line with divinity. That's why she doesn't like things, but she doesn't know how to put it together yet, because you can't know how to put it together because it hasn't ever been made. But you're good at things that have never been made and just winging it. So that's what we're doing. Yes, God is just winging it, guys. And that makes you panic good. Oh, okay. We are not going to say there are not troubles and difficulties that will come, because it is very hard to completely, how do we put this? You are still in the physical and living physical, and they're still in a total messed up chaos space, and there's still chaos, and there's still things flying around. There will be for some while. But it is necessary that she continues in the place where continues in her, or to flow and work and come out on the other side. But that with which we are envisioning and seeing and putting, she needs to be there to. It is not an anchor light. Yes, okay. Yes, she is the time weaver. She was, as the time and the light and the creativity come through, she will be weaving it. And okay, guys, you have seen how she likes to paint or cook or do anything, that it tends to be quite messy and splattered everywhere, and she's in the zone and things are just going everywhere, and she sees it and she has no track of time, and because of ha 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 ha, but she gets into the zone and it's just flying and floating in creativity and whoosh, and when she gets to the end, she didn't even know where she was going to go, what it's going to look like. That is what's going to happen. She must be there. She must be there to see, to weave the divine threads. She must be there. And we cannot have her distracted with distorted, third-dimensional trivia while she is weaving the all of everything in the new all. Breathe and just do it.